Welcome to 2019, my first of my crochet chats for the year. Sorry, taking me a little bit to get set up. It's been a while. Sorry, just try and get a bit better. So hello, pardon me, welcome. I hope you can hear me okay. I know there's a few people who've had troubles hearing, but hello, really. I've got my microphone here. It's all plugged in correctly. Hopefully you can hear okay. If not, maybe try listening with earplugs in yourself, earbuds. But at the moment, that's all I can suggest. I'm sorry. So hopefully everything's good. So hello, welcome to 2019. I did intend to come back a bit earlier, but I've just been in holiday mode, really, which has been lovely. We've done lots of travelling. We've been to New Zealand for Christmas. I had family here after Christmas as well, staying with us. Yay. Cool. So I haven't been super active, social media wise or website or anything wise, but I have been crocheting lots, which I will show you. So I've actually got 2 pages of notes today. So hello, welcome. Hopefully you will understand everything I'm saying, and hopefully I won't get too lost and lose track too much. All right, so let me tell you what I've been doing. So while I was in New Zealand, I had the pleasure of meeting up with Alia, the Little Bee New Zealand, and Pony McTate, and we had lunch together, which was super lovely. Very nice of them to take time out in their Christmas festivities with their families to come and meet me and have a play. So we had a very loud, very funny, awesome chat. It was just good talking to other people who do the same sort of thing. So that was really, really cool. I loved that. Spent a lot of time with family. I didn't even take a crochet hook or anything to New Zealand with me. And while my visitors were here, I didn't crochet at all either. So I probably had about 2 weeks off picking up the hook. But since then, it's pretty much been in my hand the whole time. So this year I've set up a new email newsletter schedule. So once a week I send a newsletter to people who are on my email list. This year I'm going to do a random ramblings, because I always, once a month or so, I've got a million things I want to get out of my head. And so I'm having the first email of every month will be a random ramblings email. It'll probably be quite long. I did send the first one a couple of weeks ago, which is my plans for the year. Then we'll have Work in Progress Wednesdays, as usual, where I'll share a big project in detail. I sent that last week, and that caused some things that I'll get into a bit later. Then I'm going to have, next week is going to be a Stitch It Up, which is a new theme for a weekly email. And it's going to be looking in detail at a particular stitch, technique, something to do with crochet in detail. And I will share that with you soon, what next week's is going to be. And then the last of the series of 4 will be a freebie Friday, because everyone wants a freebie, and I'll still be doing that. So yes, I'll put links down below later on so you can sign up if you don't already get them, if you're interested. If you're not, it doesn't matter, it's all good. Yes. When you sign up, you'll see there's 3 options. If you do sign up, there are 3 different emails I send. The first one is the weekly newsletter. The second one is CAL emails. So if I have a crochet along project going along, that's the list you sign up to. And there's a third new one, which you'll see if you sign up. So I'll talk about that in a minute. Yes, so that's cool. I've got my schedule going. I've started writing emails. It's awesome. So what else has happened? The 7th of January, the Beneath the Surface Crochet Along project started. So I sent out an email and posted on the blog all the information for what you need to do for the first, for the first part of the CAL. You need to make 18 plain squares, which is this one, and join them into 2 strips of 9. So we're going to be joining each part as we go. So by the end of it, you just have to do a couple of simple joins and you'll have your blanket finished. It's going to be good, rather than having to join, I can't remember how many, 70 something squares. So we're doing a little bit every time, and it will make the whole process go a lot quicker. So I'm seeing lots and lots of these lovelies appearing in my Facebook group. There's some really cool colour schemes happening. I've seen some where they've got the same base colour, but then using a graduation of colour for each round. So a light blue, a darker, darker, dark blue. I've seen like super bright backgrounds with all different colours, but with the surface crochet all done the same colour, which is cool. I've seen a plain background, but then using a multicolored yarn. It actually works really well doing the surface crochet. Lots of blue and white, which I love. There's some really cool colours coming. So yes, if you want to have a look, head over to my Facebook group to see that. A few people have asked to see the back. So this is the back of the square with the surface crochet. You will see it, there's no avoiding it. And this is you can see where I've woven in that end there. I didn't do that very well. But yes, you will see it on the back. It's just the way it is. But yeah, that's going really well. What else? Oh yes, so part 2, the next part where we'll be making this square here, the puff square up there, is out on the 28th of January. So not this Monday coming, but the one after. And yeah, it's cool. So you can find all the information on the blog. I'll put links down below later, the free pattern, everything. There's also links to, you can purchase the whole pattern in one now if you want to. So it's got everything in there as well. Yes, okay. So as usual, I will give you a bit of Granny Square Flair news, my book from last year. I've just added some new, well, I haven't. There are some new events have just been added that I am going to be doing 3 workshops over 2 days in Millicent in South Australia at the Geltwood Festival in April this year. April's going to be really busy. I've got lots of workshops happening in April, but these ones have just been released. I've actually, if you go to the events on my page, my Facebook page, you'll see 3 listed. So if you're in South Australia, in the Millicent area, it'd be great to see you at the Geltwood Festival. It sounds really fun. Yay. So I'll put links down below to that as well anyway. And I guess the big thing is it was so much fun for me doing this last year. This time last year I was deep in making this come to life that I've decided to do it all again, which I know I told you last time. So I think last time I showed you I was starting to redo my Sirens Atlas in Bendigo Woolen Mills cottons in their colours. I think I probably had about 10 or so squares done. Excuse me. I've done all 52 now. So I have been a little bit obsessed. So every one of the Sirens Atlas patterns I have redone in Bendigo cotton, and I have made very minor changes to some of the patterns, just updating to the way I do things now. Changed the formatting slightly. So yes, so there's 52 patterns there, all done, all blocked. I will join them together eventually, but at the moment I'm focusing on getting the patterns updated, and then my testers are testing all the patterns. So they are doing an awesome job. I think they're more than halfway through testing the reformatted of these already, which is awesome. Charts are being redone as well, and they're going to be done slightly differently to how they were done originally in the Sirens Atlas collection, which is awesome. I've also, my favourite thing, picked up my hook, and these are all brand new squares. Would you like to see? So I like to, I'm a bit unusual design-wise, I know, talking to other designers, in that I like to design in single colour. This is a new one. And after I've done single colour, that's when I add the colour. So I tend to do this, scribble down my notes, type out the pattern, print it out, and then I'll add colour. So I have, that's one new one. I really like this one. And that's the same one in colour again. So you can see colour really does make a difference. It's really cool. This one's very similar to the bowhigh one in the original collection, but the circle is larger and the spikes have a bit of a twist to them. And there it is in colour. And also it's constructed completely different to the bowhigh one as well. I really like this one. So this one's in the single colour, but when you look at it in multicolour, it looks so different. Well, it does to me anyway. So I really like that one. I can see this one as like a shawl or something. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. This was the very first one that I designed. I think I might have shown, oh, no, I don't know. I wouldn't have shown you, I don't think. There it is in colour. Oops, pardon me, my microphone's fallen down. Oops, sorry. Try and make it stay. Yes, so that's one of the first ones. No, I'm not sure that all of these will make the cut. I've just design, and what makes it in, makes it in. So this one's a fairly simple one, very similar to one that I did in Granny Square Flare, but that was round, but this is done in square. Oh, and this one is hot off the hook last night, just designed, so I haven't even typed up this pattern. That's just one I did last night. Yay. So I still have more to do. I want the book to have 64 squares in it. At the moment there's only 52, so what have I done, 7? Still going to do at least 5 more, but I think I'll do more than that, and I'll pick and choose the ones I like best. So yay. It's exciting. So I'm talking to Michelle, my graphic designer, about the whole look and feel. It's going to be, while it'll be the same size as the Granny Square Flare, it's going to look completely different. I have a real vision in my head of what I want it to look like, and I've spoken to Michelle and given her all my wacky ideas, and she's going to start work on that. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure some of the things I'd like to do are just not going to happen, but anyway, it's going to look very different, but I'm really excited about it. And I've also started playing with some of the squares using different yarns. So this is La Bella 4-ply yarn from Great Ocean Road Woolen Mill. This is the Salt and Pepper colourway, and this is the grey. So it's a mixture of merino and alpaca. It's lovely and soft. But I just tried a few different hooks and things, patterns and things. Where's this one? Where are you? Yes, so this pattern here was one that I wanted to have a play with. Thanks. And this was my very first attempt. So you can see this yarn just does not work. You see the pattern there, and the pattern is just completely lost with the fleckiness of the yarn. And it's also quite tight. So it's a 4-ply yarn, so theoretically I should be using like a, oops, ooh, hello Melissa, yes, Melissa's coming on the cruise next week. Yes, so that was my first attempt, so I'm going to undo that, it just doesn't work. Yes, so I went up a hook size and tried this yarn and it worked better. Then I tried using both. I used one for the center and then one for the outside, but this didn't work. This color, this yarn just is not working with in the round crochet patterns. You just lose it too much. So then I played a bit more, and now I finally hit on a hook size combination that I like. So this is the grey. You can still see the pattern quite well, and it works really well. Now I've blocked this first square, but then I've made 3 others and I haven't blocked them. I'll block them when I'm finished. I'm sort of joining them a little bit as I go. So that's working really well. So now I know this is the only skein I've got. I'm going to have to go and buy some more yarn, which I will do next week. Thank you. So that's just a play. I don't know what that's going to end up with, but I just wanted to play with a few different yarns with the patterns in the book. All right. So as I said before, I sent out a weekly email, and this week I sent out a Work in Progress Wednesday, and I spoke about all of these patterns and my plans for the book, for Siren's Atlas book. And it's still very, very early days. All I'm doing is focusing on the patterns, and I've got a bit of a think about in my head about what I want it to look like. All the nitty gritty details are just not here yet because I just don't know. But I was kind of inundated with emails asking a lot of the same questions. So I thought I'd better reply to a few of them here, and I will do a blog post and do an FAQ and add a lot of them there as well, because people are excited and concerned, and yeah, I've just added, yeah. Anyway, so let me go through the questions I've had more than once. All of these I've had several times, and I will answer them. So, okay. So I've had a couple of people query, okay, I've mentioned that I'm altering the patterns slightly. What does that mean for people who bought the original collection? It doesn't mean anything. The original patterns are still fine. They still work. Everything's good. It's just I have evolved as a designer, as a pattern writer. So I'm just updating the format of the patterns to how I write them now. Occasionally there will be a slight change in how something specific is done because I'm still learning. I'm always learning and changing and finding better ways to do things. So I'm updating the patterns in the book will be the new and improved, but they're still essentially the same pattern. It's just the way that they're presented will be different. So, but the original patterns are still fine and they will always be fine. You don't need to worry about that. It's all good. Yes. Okay, so some people have said, look, I bought the whole collection. Am I going to get a discount on the book? Look, I get it. I totally get it. The Sirens Atlas collection was expensive for a crochet pattern collection, but there was a reason for that. Okay, it took 2 years to create the 52 patterns. In 2016, I designed a pattern a week. Then I started developing the pattern, writing, blah, blah, publishing, all that sort of stuff. 2017, I released one every week. Every pattern was available for $2.95 each. So this pattern, Drake, $2.95. You didn't just get the written pattern. You got a full page of notes giving extra hints and tips and photos on how to do it. You got round by round photos. You got a chart. You got a link to a video. Every pattern, so 52 patterns, had a video. Now, a video takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I think $2.95 for... Oh dear. Sorry, I found out what happened. My little phone clamp decided to disintegrate on itself. So hopefully we're back. Hello, I'm sorry. Are we back? My phone, yes. So yes, I think I need to invest in a new phone clamp because it just disintegrated and dropped everything and made everything fall on the floor. Sorry. Hello. If you come back, I'm sorry. As I said, wouldn't be a Shelley video without something crazy like that happening. All right, so as I was saying, yes, the Sirens Atlas patterns did cost a lot of money. $2.95 I think was still quite reasonable for every pattern, and then if you purchased the whole collection for $99.95, you actually got 52 patterns for less than $2 each with all of that extra help. So that's, I think, perfectly fine and reasonable. But now, yes, I am releasing them all in book format. So that is a whole new thing. It's not, yes, the patterns are designed, but as you know, I've been working already for, a good solid month on them. Creating a book is going to cost a lot. I can't just put it out for nothing because it's a brand new thing. It's as if I'm starting afresh. So, but having said that, I do recognise that you've already invested a lot in this collection and there will be a special deal for those who have. What that exactly is, I don't know as yet, but there will be something. It will be, if you want the printed book version, it will be good. Don't worry, it'll be okay. But you just have to realise that it's a brand new thing. It's not going to just happen for nothing, basically. What else? Yes. Yeah, there's lots of costs involved, lots of things I need to do. Anyway, enough about that. What will it be? Okay, so Granny Square Flare wasn't a book for beginners, but it had patterns in there that if you're an adventurous beginner and willing to have a go, you could have a go at. Sirens Atlas is not for beginners. Not even, it's not. It's for intermediate to advanced crocheters. Now the reason being, when I designed them, I let my design mind go and I just did crazy things. I made things up, I made techniques up, and then I have to express them in words. Sorry, I feel like you're very high, but trusting that my stand is not going to fall over again. Yes, so, okay, I'm going to give up on that, and I'm just going to hold my phone now. Sorry about that. Annoying. Anyway, yes, so this book is not going to be for beginners. You're going to have to know how to crochet, how to read a pattern. You're going to have to be able to trust a pattern and just go with it. If it looks crazy and it doesn't feel like it's going to work, you're going to have to be able to trust the pattern and realize that it will work in the end. It's not one for beginners. You need to have a good understanding and be able to follow the written instructions. Having said that, there will be, there'll be a full glossary, any notes of anything particularly unusual, explanations of how to read the pattern, but it's not going to be one to pick up for beginners. I made the mistake this week of reading reviews on Amazon, which is, you have to be in the right frame of mind. And look, 95% of the reviews for my book are fabulous and I love them, but then there's a couple of people who've never come across the way I've done things and haven't read the instructions, and so are having trouble creating the patterns and finding them difficult. Some people contact me and I help them and it's fine. Other people just go straight to the negative review. Anyway, I can't do anything. I can't make other people read the information. So Siren's Atlas book is going to be even more so like that. So be aware of that if you're thinking about the book. There won't be links to videos. It's just not something I want to do for a book. It's just, if it's in print, links to videos just doesn't work as well. So, and again, I'm not going to do 64 new videos because things would have changed and all that kind of stuff. So yes, just bear that in mind. Now in my email this week, I mentioned that I'm altering the patterns to do colour changes. Usually I write patterns as if you're using a single colour and leave it up to you to change colours where you want, when you want, how many times you want, use how many colours you want, that kind of thing. This book, I'm going to write the patterns as if you're doing my blue gradient, which is hard for me to... So the 4 different colours, the 3 blues and the neutral. I've had questions, well, what if we want to do it in single colour? Well, again, it's not a beginner's book. You're going to need the skills to know how to adjust things. But having said that, I will be having a section in there like giving some hints and tips on how to alter things to do a seamless thing. So yes, I can't provide a single colour and changing colours pattern because the book would be twice the size. It's not that simple as just altering a word here or two or a little bit here and there when you change colour. So anyway, that's that. What else? When will it be out? I don't know. I have a vague due date in my mind ready, but there's so much to happen and there are so many other people involved that, things happen in people's lives and you just have to allow a bit of time for that. So I'm not going to tell you a release date just yet. As soon as I know it, I will. So anyway, that's most of the questions that I had that were common. Yes. So, but the best way to keep up with news on the book is to sign up for my new list, which is Siren's Atlas Book News. So if you go to the newsletter sign up page, one of the boxes to tick will be that. If you already get my emails, all you need to do is go to the bottom of any of my emails and click update my preferences and you'll be able to see what boxes you can tick. So you'll be able to do it that way. Right, enough about that. Okay, other questions. If you have any other questions about Siren's Atlas or anything else, ask away now and I'll get back to you. But I've had a couple of questions that have come up a few times over the last few weeks that I'll answer now. So I use a lot of Bendigo Wool and Mills cotton, local yarns to me, that kind of thing, and I get asked quite a lot, I can't get that yarn, what should I use instead? It's a totally up to you question. Sorry, my arm's getting tired, I'm trying to. What should I use? Well, it's a personal preference thing. You've got your budget, you've got your yarn preferences, you might be allergic to wool, you might be allergic to acrylic, you might, whatever. There's so many things that go into choosing a yarn. I personally like natural fibres, that's just why I use cotton and wool most often cotton. We're lucky that I have the Bendigo Wool and Mills cotton close to me and I can get it easily. It's not so easy to get if you're overseas because the postage is really expensive from Australia overseas. So what can you do? There's a super awesome website that I can't recommend enough. It's called YarnSub, YARNSUB.com. You go there, type in the yarn that is used in the pattern, in this case, Bendigo Wool and Mills 8-ply cotton, and it brings up an ordered list, like closest in percentage-wise match down of alternative yarns and where to buy them, no matter where you are in the world. So it might bring up a yarn that's 100% match, that it matches the fibre, it matches the, WPI wraps per inch, it matches in every way, meters to grams. It will also tell you if it's slightly different, meters to grams. It'll tell you how much extra or how much less you will need per ball. So it's a really, really handy website and worth checking out. So if you're ever looking for an alternative yarn, yarnsub.com is the best place to go. Okay, another question. Sorry, I'm trying not to. I really have to go and get a new stand. Another question I've had quite a few times is changing colours. The best way to change colours. Like, for example, here I have 4 different colours I'm using. What's the best way to change colours and deal with the ends? Now, I've had this question so much that I've actually written my next week's email. The Stitch It Up email is going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the ways that I do it. They are not the only ways, but the ways that I do it that I find work best for my, pedantic, seamless ways. Most of the time that means I attach a new colour with a standing stitch. A standing stitch is where you attach your new colour to your hook with a slip knot and then work your stitch as normal. So you start with a true treble or a true double most of the time. But there are exceptions, and that's what I'm going to go through in my email next week, and how to deal with ends and things like that. So I'm not going to go through it all here. It is something I will demonstrate one day. I'm hoping to do some demonstrations in this live chat every now and then. But obviously I need a new stand, so maybe this is now the time to get one that can easily adapt between looking at me and how to do the things. Anyway, yes, so that's that. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm not sure if on all the dropping, if I've turned off comments and things. No. Yeah. I don't know what I've just done. There we go. Yes, so if there's no other questions, I'll let you know what my plans are. So for the coming days, it's my birthday. A couple of days, it's my birthday, and I have an annual sale. It's the only time I have a sale on all of my patterns and things. So keep an eye out on Facebook and Instagram on Sunday to see a special post for all the information about that. Exciting. Yeah, it's my once a year discounting sale, so if you've been holding off on a pattern or anything, this might be the time. So it'll go from about 6 a.m. Sunday till about midnight on Monday, Australian Eastern Summer Time. So check that out if you're keen. Other than that, the most exciting thing is my youngest and I are off on our cruise next week. Yay! So next Tuesday, we're going to head to Geelong, stop at Great Ocean Road Woolen Mill on the way, pick up some more yarn, stay the night, and then on Wednesday, we're going to head into the city and meet some of the people on the cruise, and then we're jumping on a bus and going to Bendigo to go to Bendigo Woolen Mills to buy supplies. And then next Thursday, we go back to Melbourne and jump on the cruise ship. Yay! So Friday, I'll be teaching classes, so it won't be a Facebook Live next Friday because that'll be when I'm doing classes this time next week. Our first class will be underway. Yay! Then Saturday, we're in Hobart and we'll be going to Salamanca markets. I'll spend time with my daughter, who's down there still. Then Sunday, we do another day of classes, and then we're back again on Monday the 28th, back to Melbourne and home. So yay, exciting times ahead for me. First cruise. My daughter's quite excited. I think she'll be spending a bit of poolside time. Yeah, but that's it. That's my main focus. So I need to prep all my things for the workshops, make sure I've got yarn, pack some suitcases, maybe do some washing. Yeah, so that's it. That's us next week. I'll put a link down below. There's lots of the Crafty Adventures, Paula and Joe, who organise it all, have lots of other cruises and trips and things planned. They're going to announce 2020 soon, I think. It's exciting. So I'll put a link down below to the Facebook group that has all the information about all that stuff. later. So yeah, that's it. So there you go. That's it. Me for this week. Sorry about the camera malfunctions, stand malfunctions. Hopefully I can sort that out before I do it again in a couple of weeks' time. So thank you very much for popping by. Lovely to see you, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, if you need me for anything, feel free to email Shelley@spincushions.com and I will get back to you. So that's it. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.